Hey everyone, I thought tonight I'd do a, I'm not going to eat an entire box of cookies in one day, don't worry about that. Thought tonight I'd do a kind of breakdown of the patch. I did my tier list pre-patch the other night, so here comes what I think about the patch and how I've noticed it affecting some of the games I've played. I did an extra long stream last night, not because of the patch, but because I was trying to throw Blissey into the ground. That was one really cool bug. Charizard, in certain conditions, after seismic tossing Blissey, will make Blissey kind of basically turn her upside down for the rest of the game. Right? She'll just be kind of like swimming underground. But yeah, so let's look straight up at the first one, Crustle. Crustle is getting a lot of buffs. A lot of people are already using Crustle. But, yeah, these are, some pretty nice buffs. I think, it's not really going to affect the people who are already using Crustle. I've noticed that in a lot of, games where I'm playing against stacks, they're using Crustle. I think teamwork plays a huge part in Crustle's effectiveness, right? As long as you're playing against uncoordinated people. If you're uncoordinated with Crustle, I think you just kind of ignore him, right? So let Crustle do whatever he wants, and yeah, the game will pretty much go in your favor. But obviously, everything is different if you're playing as a team. That being said, yeah, good for Crustle getting a buff. This could really push Crustle into, I don't know, possibly looking at teams or like even tournament play, like a very solid Pokemon, if not really great. I mean, because these numbers are fantastic, right? Anyway, looking at Garchomp, this movement speed is huge, right? Okay, so it doesn't have the exact numbers here, but I saw someone post that basically Garchomp moved from the lower 10% of in speed to the 85 percentile. Right, what this means is, one, early game, if you need to run someone down, it'll be easier. Two, if you need to run away, it's going to be easier, right? This was something that Garchomp had a really tough time with, was early game. Just, if you don't have those 5 stacks up, you can't really fight, and getting them up might be too late, depending on who you're laning against. Right, so I think this could push Garchomp, right? I started seeing more Garchomp. I still think the jury is out to exactly how to effectively use Garchomp, but yeah, this is definitely all good stuff. Yeah. Then we look at Slowbro down here. Basically, Surf got a nerf, which, to be honest, I wasn't a big fan of playing Slowbro. Surf is nice, but I still think it puts you in harm's way too often. I was experimenting with Scald, and I was liking it, right? But I didn't know that there was a bug about it. And now that the bug is fixed, I don't know, maybe Scald will be the move of choice. I mean, that's a lot of damage increase right there, and also burning is nice. However, burning might not also be good for depending on the Pokemon you're playing against. So it could just be a situational thing, right? When you want to take Scald over Surf. Surf is still a little bit of CC. CC is always nice. This was the big nerf, Snorlax. Heavy Slam got a little bit nerfed. That's not huge. I don't know. What do you all think about that? The big one was the duration of the stun that block would do. You can just kind of run away from block, and I think during all of my games, I might have seen maybe 1 or 2 people taking block over Yawn. I was already on the Yawn train, and I think it's now definitely the move of choice. Right? I still think it's better for making plays, especially now. Right? There were some good times where you wanted to take block. You could, yeah, block some people in, but that required really good positioning, really bad positioning by the opponent, and also maybe some good teamwork from your team. Now, Yawn just kind of keeps them asleep. As long as your team can react quickly enough, you get to burst them down. I think it is the move of choice. I haven't seen anyone take Flail, so yeah, I mean, I think you're just taking Heavy Slam regardless. It's still like a great CC, right? And Power Nap, I don't know. I think you still just use your Unite move just to use it, right? You get that, you still get the CC from it. You get the shield on your teammate, provided you have a buddy barrier. So I don't think that this is such a huge nerf. I haven't really seen this be taken to, been. I haven't seen this taken into effect. I haven't seen anyone getting punished for using Power Nap, right? Depending on how you use your Unite move, your team is either going to win the fight greatly or lose the fight greatly, it seems. So, yeah, I don't think the Power Nap nerf is really as important. I think they nerfed Greninja in the worst ways, right? Well, they didn't really nerf him, right? I mean, okay, I kind of mentioned that I thought Smokescreen, yeah, is not so important. You probably just use it once per fight anyway. I have noticed, yeah, okay, people are also using it to sneak in goals, and then you can't fight as often or as quickly after sneaking in the goal. Okay, I can get that. I can understand that. So this is probably pretty good of a nerf. But they didn't nerf Surf, and I think Surf should have gotten nerfed. And instead they buffed Water Shuriken. Maybe they're trying to, I don't know, make people take Water Shuriken. I still think people are mostly taking Surf, as far as what I've seen. It's repositioning. It's still just as much damage. So yeah, and I don't see anyone taking Double Team. Let's see. Everything else was pretty much yeah, just bugs for some of the Pokemon. Bugs that might affect people a little in Ninetales. This is, yeah, you won't be able to see invisible people, the ones hiding in bushes anymore. That's a big nerf. That was one really great thing about Alolan Ninetales. One thing you would always hate when you're playing against Alolan Ninetales, like, ah, dang it, I got made, you know, when you're trying to ambush somebody, right? Let's see, the Gardevoir basic attack not dropping special defense could be huge, right? I wonder how many people kind of were affected by that. And then I think all the other bug fixes aren't as big, right? I hardly saw anyone taking Hurricane. Everyone was pretty much taking Air Slash anyway, so yeah, even if there was a bug, even if it was working, because bugs aren't happening all the time, right? So, yeah, I still think people are going to be taking Air Slash. Cramorant could have gotten tweaked, I think, in my opinion. Again, no touch to Zapdos, so I guess this is okay. The way we're playing Zapdos. I have heard that after you defeat Dreadnought, your damage to Zapdos is decreased by about 40 or 45%, something like that. I can't imagine that's intended, so I wonder if they're gonna touch this at any point. What other bugs were there? There's the funny Charizard seismic tossing Blissey literally into the ground bug. I hope they never patch that out, because I want to do it. I didn't get to do it last night. I want to do it. I want to learn how to play Charizard. I'm coming around on Charizard. I've seen a lot of my teammates do well on Charizard. I've seen a lot of opponents do well on Charizard. You know, he does have the quickest Unite move refresh cooldown, or in the game. So that could be very big. And the more and more I play, I'm noticing that playing around your team's Unite moves is kind of crucial, right? Of course, this is playing around your team's Unite moves. So just because you have it doesn't mean that you will win the fight, because maybe your other teammates don't have it. But I think it could be a good thing to consider, and I'm definitely going to continue to play Charizard a lot, because I tried Lucario and I just suck at Lucario, so I don't want to say I'm giving up on Lucario, but that's for another day. As long as I can Seismic Toss Blissies into the ground, I'm going to be playing Charizard. So, yeah. Oh, I forgot the items. Yeah, here. The eject button. So, the thing I think about the eject button is that this isn't talking about its effectiveness in just the game in general. But what I think this is a nerf to the jungle. So what people usually do is they'll, when running out to lane, they won't go around the lane into the jungle. They'll just flash into the jungle over that wall, and then they'll start taking out the jungle, because it will take about 1 minute before you hit level 5 and go gank a lane. So what this does is now there's going to be this kind of like 10 or 15 second period where you don't have flash because you've flashed over the wall, or you have to go around the wall. Maybe this kind of takes away some of the time, right? So there will have to be new timings. They could have gone to 80 just to make it safe, so now you definitely would not have it up for that first fight. But I think that this is more a nerf to the jungle than it is to the actual eject button. Of course, it is a nerf to the eject button itself. But yeah, Goal Getter. I've seen some people take Goal Getter. I've also seen this thing where Crustles, again, you're down at the end. You have 50. You just want to score on your opponents, and you can pop your ultimate, gain so much shield. You have score shield, but it still takes a long time to get that 50 dunk, right? So you pop your Goal Getter, right, at the very end. But the thing is, you can just kind of time that to, be ready for the end anyway. I'm not 100% sure that this is necessarily the buff it needs. I still think you would play around it in the same way. And then Fluffy Tail next attack. I'm seeing people take Fluffy Tail. I'm not sure. I'm not sold on it. I still think eject button is going to be better. I mean, I don't think neutrals ever really do much to you. Yeah, and I think it's just having better positioning with the eject button is just way better. But yeah, so those are my thoughts on the patch. Basically, how did this affect the meta? When I was playing last night, I still saw almost the exact same lineups as before. I hardly saw any Blissies, but I think that's because Blissey, even though released, was not allowed to be played for free. And I think that's kind of weird, right? I think it would kind of incentivize people to try her out and then buy her later. But I think they just maybe want people to buy her now. I'm not sure that's the right way to go. If it were me, I'd make her free for a few days, right? And just, let people like, now she's not free. We did let you give her for free, so you had your chance to play her, right? And then if you want to, get her later, yeah, be my guest. This is how I would have done it. But again, I'm not a businessman. I'm not, a member of the Pokemon team, so who am I to say that that's a smart business decision, right? That's just me as the player. So a lot of people are saying Blissey's the truth. I don't know. I didn't feel it. I still feel like Mr. Mime is the truth, and I still think Snorlax is the truth. I don't know. I'm starting to come around on Crustles because they got some good cheese strats, especially if you're playing with a team. So there's always that teamwork aspect of the game that is necessary, right? But again, I've only been doing solo queue, so this is my take on everything. I saw more people playing Garchomp, which is nice. I love Garchomp. That's my boy. But I did see Garchomp's doing better early on in the game. Before, it was just kind of like they had to avoid everything, but now they're able to come in earlier, so good for them. So definitely Garchomp is I think a much better Pokemon now to play. So I'm expecting to see more and more Garchomps as we learn what his role in the game is going to be, and setting paces, and and objective getting, things like that. let's see, I mentioned I saw people taking Yawn, which I already thought was good, right? And that pretty much covers everything how the meta would have changed. I saw no one take Scald. I did see some slow rows, though, yesterday. But, yeah, so those are my thoughts on the patch. What do you all think? And also, one thing, how often do you think they're going to be patching this game? Again, I've kind of mentioned that I don't really like these constant patches. This is like every 2 weeks. It could, again, slow down as more and more Pokemon are introduced. Sylveon and Mamoswine coming next. Blastoise, sorry, wait your turn, you know? But I'm hyped for Sylveon. I love Eevee. Eevee is one of my favorite Pokemon. So Eevee is my favorite Pokemon. I'd like to see every evolution in the game, or maybe like this will be like an option, like, you know, how would you evolve Eevee throughout the game? I don't know how they would do that. You know, maybe that's just my, you know, wishful thinking. But Mamoswine, I never even thought about Mamoswine. I love Mamoswine, right? Awkward looking Pokemon, right? I'd love to see how Mamoswine gets worked, you know, and what kind of Pokemon it is. But yeah, excited to see Mamoswine in the game. Sylveon, a little bit. But, yeah, who do you think is going to be next, right? Who would you like to see in the game? I've already mentioned I'd like to see Lurantis, Heracross, Hitmontop. All right, those are some of my biggest ones. My friend mentioned Grimmsnarl. I think that would be really cool to have in the game. But what do you all think? Yeah, so please, you know, discuss in the comments. That would be great. And hope to see you guys in my stream soon. Thanks.